Hello everyone, this is Trey from Tech Sports TV with Week 8 NFL Power Rankings. And if you want to see more, just go ahead and subscribe, because what I saw was 65% of the views were from non-subscribers. Uh, so if you're watching my Power Ranking videos or any of my other videos, and see more, just go ahead and subscribe. It'll help the channel out to help me get to 250, which is the next goal here, which would be the next milestone after reaching 100. And yeah, because I'm just sitting here at 121. So if the 62% of the views aren't subscribers and they subscribe, that'll definitely grow the channel a bit. Now, 62, 65, it was 60 something. And yeah, and yes, I do have a team that I'm biased for, but what you will notice is that this power rankings is as unbiased as I can make it, meaning I can't just go in and factor in things that aren't mathematically there. Okay, I can't just go, well, this team was good, so they get a little extra point there, and this team was bad, so they get a negative deductive point there for that victory, and stuff like that. No, I gotta look purely on the facts, because when you start to try to put your opinion on things, it becomes less of the kind of power rankings I want to do. I want to try to get as much of my bias out there, because once I start putting my bias in there, that's where problems could start arising. And yeah, there's a couple black sheeps here or there, but right now, teams seem to be where they should be. Now, the rules, I'm not, you look at the combined score for offense, really just the points scored, and in defense, which is really the points allowed from lowest to highest. I mean, I rank their points scored and points allowed. I combine the score and then by the ranking. So if you're ranked 27, that's 27 points. If the defense is fourth, that's 4 points. 27 plus 4, that's the score, and I rank it from lower side. So the lower the points, the better. The higher the points, the worse. And if that's tied, or if there's a 3 or more tie, basically you look at the best point differential to worst. If there's a tie there, you look at the win-loss record. If there's a tie, you look at the win streak. If that's a tie, you look at head-to-head. That's tied. Schedule difficulty, and by schedule difficulty, I mean what are the records of the teams? What are the rankings of the teams that they are on? The average rankings. And if that's tied, coin toss. Like in my picks videos. But yeah, it's never going to get to the coin toss at this point. Miami Dolphins are 32nd, 63 points scored, tied for 31st, 211 points allowed, the 31st. So they're tied for worst in points scored and second to worst in points allowed. So that's with that's a negative 148 point differential, an 0-6 record, 62 points. Miami Dolphins, worst team. They haven't moved at all this year, or at least I believe so. And then you get the 31st place, the Washington Redskins, who are also a really bad team, even though they do have one win under their belt, but it was against the Dolphins. They have scored 90 points, that's 30th in the NFL. They have allowed 176 points, tied for 24th, and negative 86 point differential, a 1-6 record. Tied for 54 points, they are below because the first tiebreaker is a point differential. It's point differential, it's a tiebreaker. It's not how the rankings are set. Commenter, who doesn't pay attention to the videos. Cincinnati Bengals won this tiebreaker because they have the better point differential. Cincinnati Bengals, they have scored 114 points, that's 27th in the NFL, and they've allowed 186 points, tied for 27th in the NFL. They have the negative 72 point differential, which won this tiebreaker. 0-7 record, offense, defense, the points score, points allowed, that's tied for 54, ranked 30th in the NFL. They haven't moved at all either. Then you get the New York Giants, 29th in the NFL. They have scored 132 points, that's 21st in the NFL. They have allowed 187 points, that's 29th in the NFL. Apparently, I don't know what happened there, but the point differential should just be negative 45, I believe. Yeah, 45. Not 95, not 55, 45. 2-5 record, 50 points, Uh, and with that, we get to the first team that actually moved. Yes, the first 4 positions, the teams didn't move one bit. So you get the New York Jets. They have scored 63 points. That's tied for 31st. They have allowed 156 points. That's tied for 18th with a negative 93 point differential. 1-5 record. They have tied another team for 49 points. They lost the tiebreaker though because of their worst point differential being negative 93. It's kind of hard to be worse than that, though. If you're the Dolphins, that's easy to be worse than that. So the team that won the tiebreaker, the Atlanta Falcons. They have scored 145 points, and they have moved up in power rankings. They've scored 145 points. That's 17th in the NFL. They've allowed 223, worst in the NFL, worst defense in the NFL. So, yeah, their offense isn't the best out there, but they would win more than one game if they had a better defense. They have allowed 78 points. They've allowed 223 points. At 78 point differential, negative 1-6 record, tied for 49 points. And then you have the Oakland Raiders moving now to 26th in the rankings. They have scored 127 points, 22nd in the NFL. They have allowed 165 points, 23rd in the NFL, with a negative 38 point differential, a 3-3 record. They have 45 points. And then you got the Arizona Cardinals moving up with their victory. They have scored 161 points, 14th in the NFL. They have allowed 192 points, 30th in the NFL. That's a negative 31 point differential, a 3-3-1 record, and 44 points. And yes, in this rankings, you will have teams move down with the wins, move up with losses. And it's not because of anything. You have to think about how bad were the losses, how strong were the victories. You got to remember, because of how these rankings work, as the season goes on, obviously the teams moving up and down would be less. Most of the movement to this week was only by 1, though you did have the few. I think the biggest drop was like 5 or 6, but most of them were by 1, and there was quite a few that didn't move at all. And we're going to see more and more of no movement and just moving up and down a little bit, because the season goes on, there's more stats there, and it's kind of difficult to jump from first place to 16th after one bad game at the end of the season than it is after a bad game 3 games into the season. So the Arizona Cardinals 161 points, 14th in NFL, 192, 30th NFL, negative 31 point differential. Already went over that. 3-3-1 record, 44 points. Cleveland Browns moving up to 24th in the NFL. They scored 120 points, 26th in the NFL. They've allowed 154 points, 17th in the NFL. A negative 34 point differential, a 2-4 record, and 43 points. The Denver Broncos, they moved down to 23rd. They have scored 112 points, tied for 28th in the NFL. They've allowed 136 points, 10th in the NFL. Negative 26 point differential, a 2-5 record, 38 point tie. They lost that tiebreaker because look at the Eagles. They moved down though, 22nd. They've scored 121 points, 11th in the NFL. They've allowed 186 points, 27th in the NFL. Negative 15 point differential. That's how they tied. Plus, they have a better record at 3-4, so you can't argue against that one. 38 point tie. Then you got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers moving up to 21st place. They have the 10th best offense at 173 points. They have the 26th ranked defense at 185 points. Negative 12 point differential, 2-4 record, 36 point tie. They lost the tiebreaker because here we go with the Lions. They moved down to 20th. They have 149. They have scored 149 points, 16th in the NFL, and allowed 160 points, 20th in the NFL. They only have an negative 11 point differential, which is better than the Buccaneers, which is why they won. 2-3-1 record, and 36 point tie. Then you get into another 2-way, maybe 3-way tie, with the Jacksonville Jaguars moving up to 19th place. scoring 144 points, 18th in the NFL, and allowing 148 points, 15th in the NFL. A negative 4-point differential on the 3-4 record results with a 33-point tie. And they tie with the Los Angeles Chargers, who moved down in the power rankings. They have scored 140 points, 20th in the NFL, allowed 141 points, 13th in the NFL, negative 1-point differential, a 2-5 record with a negative 1-point differential, by the way. That's just amazing. 33-point tie. And then another, it was a 3-way tie. The Seattle Seahawks, 181 points, 9th in the NFL, a top 10 offense, 176 points allowed, 24th in the NFL. Not that good of a defense, apparently. 5-point differential, plus 5-point differential. The only one that's positive in this 3-way tie. Plus, they have the best record in the 3-way tie at 5-2, 33 points. Yes, this is one of the black sheeps, and it's because of the defense. They have allowed too many points, and that's knocked them too far down into the power rankings. Hopefully they'll start to rise up a little bit more, especially if their record continues to stay around there. Yeah, that defense knocked them down further than they probably should be, you know. So you got to the halfway point. Typically the bottom half are the bad teams, which apparently isn't 100% true right now with the Seattle Seahawks, and then the top half are the good teams. Now, with that, you start with the Chicago Bears, moving up to 16th. They have 112. They've scored 112 points, tied for 28th in NFL. But what has saved them here is their defense. They have allowed only 105 points, 4th in the NFL. So that's a plus 7-point differential, a 3-3 record, 32 points. Then you have the Pittsburgh Steelers moving up to 15th. They have scored 123 points, 23rd in the NFL. They've only allowed 131 points, 8th in the NFL. Negative 8-point differential, 2-4 record, 31 points. Yes, the Pittsburgh Steelers have the 8th ranked defense. Look at that. The Indianapolis Colts. They have scored 143 points, 19th in the NFL. They have allowed 138 points, 11th in the NFL. Their defense is almost top 10. And their offense could use a little bit more work, but it's up there. That's a plus 5-point differential, a 42 record, and a solid 30 points. Okay, so the Tennessee Titans have moved up as well. They moved up to 13. They have scored 121 points, tied for 24th in the NFL, but they've only allowed 112 points, 5th in the NFL. Yes, that's what's keeping them up here. Their defense right now, a plus 9-point differential, despite having a losing record of 3-4, and that's 29 points. And yeah, the Tennessee Titans moved up to 13th spot. The Houston Texans have moved down, however. They moved down to 12th. They have the 7th best scoring offense, 185 points scored. They are tied for the 21st worst defense, though, at 164 points allowed. We need the defense help. That's a plus 21-point differential, a 4-3 record, 28 points. The New Orleans Saints, they haven't moved. They are still ranked 11th. They have scored 164 points, 13th in the NFL, and they've allowed 147 points, 14th in the NFL. A good offense and a good defense, a plus 17-point differential, a 6-1 record, and a 27-point tie. Now we get to the top 10. Typically, this is supposed to be the playoff teams, and hopefully at the end of the year, every team in the top 10 are playoff teams. Now, you get the Buffalo Bills. They have scored 121 points, tied for 24th in the NFL. But what has kept them in games is their defense. They've only allowed 91 points, 30 in the NFL. Third, not 30. 30-point differential, a 5-1 record, and tied for 27 points. But, they're tied and they lost tiebreaker. What could be better than a 30-point differential? Well, okay, the Buffalo Bills are supposed to be 9th. The Los Angeles Rams are supposed to be 10th. whatever. So Los Angeles Rams 9th this week, even though it's supposed to be 10th. 190 points, tied for 5th. 160 points, 4 points allowed, tied for 21st. Plus 26 point differential, 4-3 record, 26 points. Alright, nope, I got it. Okay, the Buffalo Bills didn't tie with the Rams, they tied with the Saints. 27 points. 27 points. Saints had 17, Bills had 30. Bills had 27 points, Rams had 26. I just got a little confused there, but I corrected it. Rams are above the Bills. Carolina Panthers have moved down to 8th. They have scored 166 points, 12th in the NFL, and they've allowed 133 points, 9th in the NFL. That's a plus 33 point differential and a 4-2 record. The Carolina Panthers have 21 points. The Green Bay Packers have also moved down. They're tied for 20th. They have scored 184 points, 8th in the NFL, 8th, a top 10 offense right now, and they have allowed 139 points, 12th in the NFL. With a plus 45 point differential, they have a 6-1 record and a 20 point tie. The Baltimore Ravens won that tiebreaker. They have moved down to 6th. They have scored 214 points, 2nd in the NFL, and they have allowed 156 points, tied for 18th in the NFL. Defense needs to improve, but they're a really good team. Plus 58 point differential, a 5-2 record, and a 20 point tie. And then we get to the top 5 teams, and this should be the Super Bowl bound teams. The teams that at the end of the year, not right now, but if you're in the top 5 in my final week, these are the teams that should be making the Super Bowl. Kansas City Chiefs, 202 points, 3rd in the NFL, 3rd. They've allowed 150 points, 16th in the NFL, 52 point differential, a 5-2 record, 19 points. They moved up to 5th in the NFL. San Francisco 49ers fell down to 4th. They have scored 156 points, 15th in the NFL. They've allowed 64 points, 2nd in the NFL. Plus 92 point differential, a 6-0 record, 17 points. Then you get to the top team, the top 3. These should be the teams that are the favorites to win the Super Bowl, the favorites to win it all. If you're in the top 3 at the end of the year, that's where you want to be at the end of the year. 1, 2, 3, and then getting the gold medal this week, the Cowboys. Alright, Dallas Cowboys. They have scored 190 points, tied for 5th in the NFL. They have allowed 124 points, 7th in the NFL. A plus 66 point differential, a 4-3 record. That gives them 12 points. And yeah, right now, they would probably be a favorite to win the Super Bowl, even though they don't have the best record. But we will see if they can stay here until the end of the season. Getting the silver this week, the Minnesota Vikings. Yes, the Vikings. They are leading their division, but they are a good team. Sadly. They have scored 192 points, 4th in the NFL, 123 points allowed, 6th in the NFL, 69 point differential, 5-2, and 10 points. This, Trevor, all bias aside, this team is actually looking like a good team. A really good offense, a good defense. That's a scary team to play against right now. We will see if they can keep this level. At this point, can this team keep this level? We will find out. Getting the gold, obviously, it's the New England Patriots. Dylan first. They have scored 123 points, and they've allowed only 48 points, or 84. Oh my god. Okay, I don't feel like we're reshooting this, but apparently it happens sometimes because when you do it on the phone. Apparently it just decided to do this. Duplicate certain ones and not erase other ones. They have a 7-0 record, 2 points. We all know that this team is the best. I don't need to get into details, but we just all know this team right now should be ranked first. Until something happens, we all know they should be ranked first. So that's just where they are right now. And that's how they're going to stay for, honestly, a while. And quite possibly the entire flickin' season.